안녕하세요. MMA 스푼입니다. UFC의 에릭 앤더스 선수와 인터뷰를 했습니다. 다음 주에 있을 카일 다커스 선수와의 경기 그리고 그 이외의 것들에 대해서 이야기를 나눠봤습니다. 같이 한번 보시죠. 에릭 앤더스 짱.
What's going on, brother?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello, Mr. Eryk Yaboy Anders, the best nickname in the game. Nice to meet you, and thank you for doing this interview. Much appreciated. How's it going? I think your camera is off.
Oh, all right, cool. Man, I'm doing well, and yourself?
I'm good, thank you. You just finished off training?
Yeah, I just got out of the shower. Just got my little snack. And, yeah, done for the day.
Yesterday was the Thanksgiving Day, right? How did you celebrate it?
Hung out here by myself. Did some training in the morning. Got some good quality rolls in. Did some play rounds. Hit the bag. Hit some mitts. Got a run in. Just rested for the rest of the day. Came and cooked, steak and some sweet potatoes for myself, and just hung out.
Obviously, you couldn't spend the time with your family. So, as a fan of the sport and the fighters, I appreciate all the sacrifice that you have to make.
I appreciate that you appreciate what some of us go through.
Again, really an honor for me to have you on the show. Like I said, you are the first fighter ever on this channel, so it means a lot to me, and I will never forget this. So thank you. Before we talk about your upcoming fight, I wanted to ask you about your childhood. I saw that you were born and raised in the Philippines. Then you moved to Texas when you were in high school. What are the things that you remember from your time in the Philippines? Basically, you spent the half of your life over there.
Well, my mom was in the military, and she was in the Air Force and stationed there whenever I was born, and we lived there for about 2 years. So I was really only 2 years old whenever we moved from there. So I don't remember much. But just seeing home videos growing up and stuff like that, seemed like a much simpler life, beautiful environment. They kind of have that tropical thing where they have the monsoons and then the drier season and things like that. So, man, it was a cool experience to move around a bunch of different places and grow up different places with different people, climates, and culture. So, it was definitely a blessing.
Have you ever visited there again since you left?
I have not. It's definitely something on the bucket list, something I want to do, but just haven't gotten around to doing it yet.
Have you been to any Asian countries except the Philippines?
Yeah. I lived in Japan for about 3 years, into Korea.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, those are very awesome places as well.
Do you have any memories from your time in Korea? Like anything you did special?
Man, I just remember being cold. Like we went in the winter. I remember being cold. I think we were in Seoul. We were little, man, and I just remember the cold, and I remember everybody used to think we were rich because my mom. We went to not even like a factory, but like a tailor, and this guy made us like these starter jackets that were really popular in the '90s, but they were expensive. But I got 3 other brothers. She got them all super cheap. And then the guy mailed them to us. So, we went to school with starter jackets, and everybody,
That's cool.
Like wealthy and well off. I was like, dude, these. I didn't say anything at the time, but little did they know that those jackets are probably cheaper than the shirt that they have on.
Your fight against Kyle Dacus is coming up next week. What kind of stage are you at in your training camp? Are you still sparring, or all the hard sessions are done already?
Yeah, all the hard stuff is done, man. It's just like technical stuff, drilling, sweating, working out, things like that. The hay's not quite in the barn yet, but we're a week out tomorrow, so still stay sharpening the axe and the sword, and dotting the I's and crossing the T's for next Saturday.
Your opponent, before he joined UFC, most of his wins via submissions, and he's got not total 9 submission wins. Are there anything you train differently in this camp, knowing that he's a black belt in BJJ?
Yeah, everybody knows like the darts and the front chokes are his thing. Darts is guillotines, anacondas, things like that. So, I've been doing a lot of escapes and where to put my head on takedown attempts and things like that to, not get caught with such a silly mistake.
I saw your story on Instagram today, and I think you were in sauna cutting weight, and you mentioned talk about a slippery slope. Could you elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, I was just talking about the sweat dripping down my big forehead. Yeah, I sit in the sauna like every day for like 30 minutes, and it's got a lot of health benefits and things like that. And it also helps you get used to being in the sauna, which I'll be for a while. Next week, as getting down to weight and making weight and things like that. So I just want to like prepare, get ready, get used to it. It has a number of other health benefits as well. Like, it's vasodilator, obviously. It speeds up your heart, so it gives you a little bit of cardio. Increases your blood plasma volume, which increases your red blood cell count, which increases the flow and how much oxygen you get. So there's a lot of benefits to it. So, I just try to sit in there for 30 minutes a day and, relax at the end of the day.
Obviously, you don't have to go into detail, but how are you going to get your hand raised next Saturday?
I'm going to go in there and be the Eryk Anders of old, kind of be a bully in there, go in there and, impose my will and, get it done.
Who's going to be in your corner? Ericha or Henry Cejudo?
Yeah, Eddie Chaw, Satino DeFranco, and Quidarius McGinnis.
When are you flying to Florida? Next week?
Yeah, on Tuesday. I think my
Tuesday.
flight leaves like 1 p.m. or something. Get there around 7:30 at night or whatever.
Since you fought a Korean fighter in your last fight, now you're kind of famous to MMA fans in Korea. So on behalf of all the Korean fans, I would like to say thank you for putting on a great show in your last fight. And I also would like to ask, now that you've fought Junyoung Park, what do you think of him as a fighter?
He's good. He wouldn't be in the UFC if he wasn't. Well-rounded, durable guy. So, I've knocked a lot of people out and put a lot of people out and, wasn't able to do it to him. So, I think that says a lot about his durability and, I think that he's just getting better,
On a lighter note, I saw your episode of Joe Rogan Experience. You're on Joe Rogan's podcast. And as you can see, I'm a fan of his. So just wondering, what was it like being in the studio and talking to him?
It was awesome. It's the #1 podcast in the world, and he's just such a well-known, smart, and articulate guy. It was just cool to be able to sit down and talk to somebody of his stature. And it was just way easier than I thought it would be. He does a really good job of keeping the conversation moving, and may not be an expert on everything, but kind of knows a little bit about everything. You know what I mean? So it was a fun conversation and a great time. Definitely a check off the bucket list.
I wish I could be on the show.
One day.
Hopefully, yeah. Lastly, do you have any messages for fans, especially here in Korea?
Yeah, man. I appreciate the love and support, man. You guys are awesome. Even, when I fought one of your countrymen, there was a lot of support out of the South Korean fans. Shout out Jay Park. Yeah. So yeah, man, thank you guys. It's awesome that, that for this sport, I don't know how many sports other than soccer or football, Premier League, have international fans like this. If you look at American football, probably the only football player that the fans internationally know is like Tom Brady.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not even nowhere near his stature in this sport, but yet, you know, Korean fans know who I am. I think that's really awesome that, you
But
know, it's like
yep.
this sport has like a worldwide magnifying glass on it.
Just wondering, do you know Jay Park personally?
No, I don't.
But you got some messages from him. Like you said
Yeah,
that he
like Eddie,
supported.
like you know the Korean Zombie trains out here, and Eddie
Ah, right,
Charles
right,
runs
right. Fight
them.
ready.
So you know, I just kind of know him through him, and yeah, so it's cool. You know, that's another guy that's like on that upper echelon of like celebrity. So it's cool. You know.
Well, I think you are getting there too, like going up,
Yeah.
yeah, going up the ladder.
I,
And next time we talk, can I call you by your first name?
yeah, sure,
I think.
absolutely.
Thank you. Just can't wait to watch your fight. Best of luck to you, sir, in your fight, and thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Man, thank you. It was my pleasure.
Bye bye.